Happy VA Wednesday. So today we're going to be talking about why working with my team to do a VA mortgage is different than what most veterans are used to. If you've been watching my videos for a while, I haven't really done a video like this, but I was like, let's just make it easy for people. I'm licensed in 48 states. My team's licensed in 50. I've been ranked the #1 purchase VA loan officer for the last 2 years. What does that mean? It means that my team and I do more VA purchases than anyone else in the country. So why do you care? Because you're like, I don't care. Well, here's the thing. We see every scenario, right? Because it's not just about the amount of loans you close and people you help into homes, it's everything else as well. Because we may have out of 10 people, 5 are ready to go, but 5 we're helping to plan for the future. They come back a year, 2 years, 3 years later. That's something we do that most lenders don't. So the #1 thing that sets us apart is we're not just chasing you to do an application. Okay? And let's be honest, the VA space is dominated by call centers that really don't give you great information and just say, we'll fill out an app. We'll fill out an app. Okay? And look, there's certain circumstances where we're going to be saying the same thing. If you're like, well, wait, how is this going to get through underwriting with this on my credit report or this? Sometimes it is we have to actually run it through the system to see. Okay? But overall, there's a lot of stuff where we'll talk to people and based on their scenario, we're helping them plan for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years in the future. And we're happy to do that, right? If you're like, well, I'm not ready right now, but I just kind of want to know what I should be doing based on my unique scenario, hop on our calendar, call us. We do that for free every single day. So that's one of the things that sets us apart is we really are working with you, not just when you're ready, but in helping you plan. Okay, we're working with you at a much earlier stage, especially if you have issues you're working on. We're more than happy to help point you in the right direction. We've had so much success with that, and it's really, really rewarding from an emotional standpoint for everyone on my team to help someone who was like, I don't think I can do this, and we say, hey, do this, this, and that. They do it, they come back, they end up in a house, they never thought they could do it. We live for it, right? So we definitely help at an earlier stage. We also help plan for long-term multiple homes. If you're active and your goal is to buy a house at every single duty station, we help you plan for that. So that's one thing that sets us apart. The second thing is everybody on my team is incredibly experienced. That's rare, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why. Generally, when you're assembling a loan team, it's tough to get like-minded people that have a lot of experience. For example, though, like Christina, if you're calling on the weekend, it's generally going to be Christina or Amber. Christina has 30 years as a loan officer. She's licensed in 50 states. She's closed hundreds of thousands of loans in her career. She's a beast. Amber, licensed loan officer for 12 years. She's in, I believe, 32 states. She's in a lot of states as well. She's closed thousands and thousands and thousands of loans. She knows how to help people home. Jen Anderson, you see Jen Anderson if you check out our Google reviews all the time. Licensed loan officer, 25 years, licensed in 33 states. Monster, right? And then you've got Linda, same thing, Linda and Sam. Sam is our least experienced loan officer right now. And you're like, oh, Sam's inexperienced? No, guys, Sam's a monster as well. Sam has been a licensed loan officer for over 7 years. She went straight from college to working for me. So everything Sam does and knows is straight from me. She's like, I always say she's like the daughter I never had, right? And Sam has closed thousands of loans. So you have this team of people that are incredibly knowledgeable, and they've seen so much. Now look, sometimes are there scenarios that we don't even know? Yeah, but then we go to an underwriter. We have direct access to underwriters at all time. So if it's something where I'm not 100% or one of my team members isn't, we just go to underwriting. A lot of loan officers do not have that ability. They don't have direct access to an underwriter, or they don't know to ask. Right? That's a big thing because here's the thing about VA. VA loans, they're very gray. They're not black and white. If you actually go through the VA guidebook, There's a lot that's up to lender interpretation. And with VA, it's the individual underwriter that's signing their license to every loan they approve. So they have to really think that it's going to meet VA guidelines. Otherwise, they can lose their ability to do VA loans. It's not like that with conventional, okay? So VA loans, a lot of it is up to underwriter interpretation, which is why if there's a scenario we're not 100% sure on, we're always gonna talk to them, right? And you're like, oh, how long does that take? It's usually really quick, guys. It's really quick. Sometimes it's 5 minutes, sometimes it's a couple hours, but we're always happy to find out. Okay, so we have number one, we help you guys plan. We're here to answer questions. We don't charge for any of that. We want to help you get to the finish line, whether it's this year, this month, or 4 years from now. Okay, number two, my entire team is incredibly experienced. It's like Maria and Chadwick, you know, my processors, those two, and Mallory, all of them have been processors for so long, you know. The underwriters we're working with are the cream of the crop. Like, there's no one who's just clocking in and out, you know, like everybody cares about making a difference. Okay, what else? We waive our lender fee. So that's a big deal. There's a lot of lenders that charge 1% origination. So what that means is if you're buying a $300,000 house, they're charging you $3,000 just to do the loan. We don't. We've been legitimately waiving our lender fees since 2018. We did a press release recently because we had done the math as a company and we were like, oh my God, this is crazy. Rate, the company that I work for, has waived over $65 million in lender fees for veterans since 2018. Let me say that again. Rate has waived over $65 million in lender fees for veterans on VA loans since 2018. Now look, the next question I get is, well, if you're waiving fees, your rates must be higher. No, guys, no, it's legitimate. That's the thing. There's so much nonsense out there where lenders are like, oh, I'm giving you this discount, but it's a fake discount. This is legit. Because I've seen, you guys have no idea how feral I am, but like I price out against other people all the time. I'm always looking at like, you know, does this make sense? Does it not? And I'm telling you, it's a real thing. If you're getting a conventional loan with us, our fee is $1,640. With VA, we waive it. And it's such a big deal, especially like loan amounts of $100,000, $200,000, like it makes such an impact on what a veteran can afford. And sometimes people go, oh, well, we just get the seller to pay our fees. Guys, the goal is to make it so that you're getting into the house with as little money as possible. If the seller wants to give you a big credit, cool. Let's use it to pay off debt, right? Let's use it to pay off your debt. Let's not use it for fees, okay? It's a really big deal, and it is the reason I work where I do. It's that simple. You know, they said they're going to do this. They're legitimately doing it. And it's a huge benefit to veterans. And I think it's amazing. So we waive our lender fee on all VA loans. Cool, right? Okay. What else? Speed. Speed's a big one. So a lot of lenders in the VA space, they say stuff like, oh, well, it's going to take 30 to 45 days to close. Why? Like, maybe in rural Montana, it may take longer because I've got to get an appraiser out. But if you're in Virginia, if you're in Florida, if you're in Los Angeles, you know, if you're in an area that has more than 12 residents, we can easily close your loan in under 30 days. Our average clear to close is under 20 days. I believe it's 18 days right now. And that was a really big deal for me when I moved into the VA space. Was as a conventional lender, I was so used to moving fast. It's actually pretty funny. So before I moved into VA, I got ranked in my company as the quickest close, like the loan officer that could close the fastest, right? And so when I came into the VA world, I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Like, what is going on here? So that's something my team have been very passionate about. Now, of course, we're never gonna rush you or anything else, but it's really simple. To move as fast as possible, you do your homework up front. Okay, how do you do that? We fully underwrite our pre-approvals. So that's a really big deal for a multitude of reasons. Most lenders don't do this. Why? It costs them money, guys, because if I'm fully underwriting your approval, it's going to my processor and it's going to my underwriter, and we have no guarantee that your loan's going to close. But guess what? I think it's worth it. My company thinks it's worth it to give you, number one, that peace of mind. Number two, a more competitive offer, because a fully underwritten pre-approval is the strongest you get. And number three, it helps with speed. It's that simple, you know? So we are one of the only lenders that does that. And I do think that as a veteran, if someone's telling you, oh, we don't need to do that, I looked at it, you're good. That's cool that they looked at it and you're good, but at the same point, there are companies and people like myself who will give you a fully underwritten approval, go through all of that before you're in contract. And I would recommend that, because when you're in contract, it's really overwhelming, right? The seller accepts your offer. Suddenly you've got a title company asking you questions. You could have an escrow or attorney asking you questions. The real estate agent's asking you questions. The last thing you want is a lender to just drill the bejesus out of you during that as well, which is why we do this up front, okay? And finally, we have more flexible guidelines than most other lenders. And what I mean by that is we don't have a credit score minimum. So we go off of credit history. We also don't have a debt to income max. We go off of the system, right? Now look, if we're doing a manual underwrite, we do have a debt to income cap, but it's pretty high. Right? And the bottom line is we don't want you to end up in a position where you're not comfortable with the house. It's incredibly rare that I hit a situation that I can't figure out how to make it work. Okay? And guess what? If you are not ready, if we're looking at it and we're like, hey, you've got a bunch of lates right now, then we do help you plan for the future. And I think that's important, because one of the things that I hear a lot is, oh my God, you guys actually called me back. And I'm like, what? And they're like, I applied with 7 lenders. No one else called me back. And it's usually going to be a client who has a file that may need some work, is a couple months out. And it's like, they didn't even call you back? No. Wow. Like, that's dark. That's so dark. It's like, it's a human's hopes and dreams of buying a house. And like the concept of not calling back and talking about the information that you gave us. Is it accurate? Is it not accurate? You know, if it is accurate, what do we need to change so that we can get you into a house in the future? That is so cold. Like, that's not cool. And I always respect the fact that you took the time. I respect the fact that you want to buy a dream. You want to buy a dream. Yeah, you want to buy a house. It's a dream. It's the American dream. I respect that. You want to buy the American dream, which is why we always call. Okay? We always call. We always have a game plan. So look, bottom line, that's the big stuff that makes us different. There's other stuff too, like, you know, bad credit. A lot of lenders just punish people to death with higher rates and fees. We don't do that. Like, we're very, very aggressive in that realm of trying to make it as fair as possible, because I strongly believe that if you have lower credit, why is everybody kicking you? You're already dealing enough. Like, you don't need to be kicked. Like, instead of kicking you, let's help you get to a position where you can change everything, right? And then the other thing is, look, we hold your hand every step of the way. Some people don't want us to hold their hand. That's okay. If you don't want us to, if you're like, Jen, I just want to go quick, in, out, done. That's fine. We can do that too, right? We have a lot of that, especially, you know, if a lender blows up a loan, we step in, we got to move in 10 days, got it. But a lot of times you do need a little extra help. Or you just need someone on the other end of the phone who, excuse my language, but who actually gives a shit. And that's what I love about my team so much, is that everybody really cares. You know, we literally have these text chains where it's like, oh my God, look what this lender was charging. The whole team's like, get them away from them. And then it's like, okay, we got them away from them, save them this much. And everyone's like, yeah, there's like gifts going. It's fun. And I love that. So anyways, I won't rattle on for days, but that's what makes working with my team different. If you're like, what? Check out our Google reviews. Like, we're so blessed to have so many clients who have trusted us, right? They found me on YouTube and they've trusted us, and they write the nicest things. And I greatly appreciate it. The whole team greatly appreciates it. But the bottom line is this: if you want experts in your corner that really are backing you and no one else, we're the team for you. Okay, thanks for watching.